Okay, it says recording in progress. So hopefully it actually records so I can continue to add the recordings to the YouTube channel so that we have them, which is a great repository. So, but let's get started. Good morning, Cynthia H. Mhm.
Hey, there's a YouTube channel?
So how I've been recording all of these
Right.
sessions for almost a year now, I think. Zoom only has maximum space unless you pay, X amount of money per month. But so I've been slowly migrating the older recordings to YouTube so that we have them and I can clear space in Zoom and I can continue to record them. So I sent out the link, I think, in a previous email, but I'll send it to you so that you have it
Okay,
Yeah, you sent
great.
it out
again.
last week. Yeah.
And so
Oh,
I sent it
okay.
out last
That's
week, but
funny.
maybe I didn't
No,
neglected.
I just when I think I know what an email's gonna say, I just kind of like do. I think I read it, but I
Oh
don't really
yeah.
read it. So, okay, cool.
I'll forward it back. I'll forward it to you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. Of course. Okay, so let's get started. Come on, good girl. Oh, right. So nice and cold out there. We're going to work a little bit on warming, a little bit more on warming up the spine. So we're going to start with our arms and sort of these. You can either have them up higher, or if you have any shoulder issues, you can kind of keep your elbows a little dropped. So just kind of like a pseudo cactus arm. And then we're just going to focus on gentle rotation. So we're going to turn and rotate over to your left. And as you do, you're going to come up, come off of the heel of the opposite foot. Because it's a little harder to turn if you're trying to keep your feet flat. So you're going to come to the toes of the opposite foot and just gently rotate all the way around and look behind you. And then unwind and come to the center. And then turn and rotate over to the right and then back to the center. So just nice and slowly. So you'll see like you could almost like corkscrew your spine from the base all the way up. And it's just a very gentle way of starting to get all those joints mobilized throughout the spine. So come to the toes of the opposite foot, just gives you a little more freedom to rotate, starting to work the energy from the base of the spine through the thoracic spine up to the cervical spine. And you also get a little gentle stretch through the hips. And then from here, we'll go right into knocking on the door of life. So we're rotating and then drop the arms down and we'll go right into knocking on the door of life. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
So we, hello. It's good to see your name. And I saw your face for a second. So we are recording this just to give the, informed consent if you want to keep your camera on or turn it off. Starting to open up and knocking across the lower back, the area of they call it Ming Men. So where the base of the spine is, we're just knocking across and sending some energy up the spine, like little shock waves. And then let's travel up just below the collarbone. I think we're still in the midst of there's a few viruses going around, norovirus, upper respiratory infections. So just trying to keep these lungs nice and open and the lymph node. We have some lymph nodes right in the armpit area, the axilla. It's giving some gentle stimulation to those areas. I feel like I need to knock on wood. I haven't been sick yet, and I need to knock on wood as superstition. Hopefully, make it through, and hopefully you are all feeling good. Let's come to the top of the shoulders. But yeah, the from it seems like the week of Christmas into New Year's, I think so many people reported that they were sick. So hopefully we're on the other, getting to the other side of that. And then come back down below the collarbone. Good morning, Carrie. And then back down to the waist. And then let's release, go right into water waves, just allowing the nervous system to really melt any stress away. And then start to slow down. And let's just pause here for a moment. Paying attention how we're feeling, what's going on internally. And then let's do some spinal cord breathing movements. So let's inhale, looking up towards the sky, opening the chest, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone and then round the spine forward, and your chin tucking very gently in towards the chest on the exhale. So nice inhale. And then nice exhale. And keep some looseness into the wrist and the fingers. So you kind of pay attention to where you might be gripping unknowingly and just allow those areas to relax. Especially if we've been sitting a lot in front of the computer. I've been knitting, which is lovely and a great thing to do. It's very meditative, but you tend to sit a lot. So have to make sure that we're also balancing things, moving if we've been a little more stagnant, right? Movement is life. So if things are moving, our blood's flowing, oxygen is being delivered to our cells, our lungs are expanding and contracting, right? Then we feel better. Sometimes even the smallest movements can be exceptionally helpful. It doesn't have to be these big, dramatic, high intensity exercises. I'm not saying those are bad, but we don't necessarily, we just micro movements can also be as beneficial. And then let's do one more inhale and then exhale, the arms drop down. All right, so it might feel a little more warmed up in the spine. Let's do a little cleansing and clearing. So the arms come out to the side, take a nice inhale, and then on the exhale, just let the rest, anything we're worried about, and just exhale, let the arms drop down out, and then exhale, turn, and the left hand is in the front, right hand's in the back. Sometimes when I'm doing the mirror image, I get my rights and lefts mixed up. So inhale to the center and exhale, turn, rotate, and then see how there's a little bounce that happens in the knees. So inhale and then exhale. There's a little bounce as we let the arms swing across so that we're opening up the upper back and the neck and the shoulders. And just imagine we're just tossing all those worries and tensions down the arms, like we're throwing a ball, but ball of tension we're just tossing off to the sides. Whatever's been sort of bound up, either mentally or emotionally or even physically, think about we're mobilizing it and we're just kind of tossing it off, literally letting it roll down the shoulders and tossing it off through the palms of our hands. And then let's slow down. All right. So once we clear some of the stuff out, the static, then we have more space, right, to bring in whatever it is that we want to bring in. Joy or just peace or calm or whatever it is that you want to bring in. But let's continue to focus on opening up the head, neck, and shoulders. So spreading the feathers, we'll start with the palms facing forward. And then you're gonna reach in front, like you're gathering in on the inhale. And then as we exhale, you're gonna extend the fingers towards the earth. So the palms end up facing the back of the room. And then we'll flip the palms forward again. Inhale. And then exhale, the fingers reach towards the earth. And the shoulders drop down. And then one more. Inhale, big gathering in. Extend the fingers down. And let's pause here now. Shoulders drop down. Let your head tilt over to the left. And then we'll just inhale, let the head gently roll towards the back of the shoulder. And then exhale towards the front of the shoulder. Letting gravity create a gentle pull. We don't have to really push the head over to the side. We're just allowing it to relax over. And then these gentle movements back and forth, just helping to opening up the front of the neck and the back of the neck. And then on the next exhale, the head come all the way forward and then gently over to the opposite shoulder. This side's always so tight on me. You might notice a difference, right, from side to side. On the inhale, the head rolls to the back of the shoulder. And then on the exhale to the front. And again, inhale and exhale. Just imagine with the breath, you're sending these little pockets of light to this whole section, this whole area, and any areas that are super tense, they're using the breath to melt them away. And on the next exhale, let's bring the head all the way forward, drop the arms down, and then let your head come all the way back up. Okay, so you should feel a little, I usually have my watch on and I don't, so I'm just checking the time. Great. All right, so we're gonna do something called the archer, which we've done before periodically, but let's actually first just come to a wider stance and let's do a little moving the body like a river first to open up the spine laterally, and then we'll go into the archer, which has a lot to do with sort of having sort of vision, whatever it is that we want to create. and kind of opening the heart center to infuse those ideas with what feels, really good in our heart center. But for moving the body like a river, let's bring our hands to our thighs, and then we'll start transferring the weight to the left foot and then the right foot. And just see how the upper body just sort of rolls over. We transfer the hips first, the body rolls over, the head arriving last. So there's this undulation that's happening. It's nice and loose. Just think about relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head, and we're just moving from right to left, letting the spine be nice and loose. And you can be a little more upright if that feels good. You can bring your body a little closer to being parallel to the ground, which is a little more difficult. Whatever feels good for you. And then breathing. So really important part of this, right? We're inhaling and exhaling. And then let's come to the center, palms together. Inhale, the arms spread, look up. So heart towards the sky. And then on the exhale, the palms come together. The chest sinks in slightly. And again. And one more time. For the archer, so we'll keep the legs wide. You're just going to turn your right foot so it's facing the side of the room. And you're going to bend that knee. So the back leg, you can sort of angle your foot in slightly, might make it a little bit easier. So we're in sort of this lunge, right? You can keep both knees bent, but the front knee, just make sure that you're not extending your knee past your toes. That's a lot of pressure on the knee. So just look down. You want to be in a gentle bend. And then we're going to take your right arm and extend it out to the side. Okay. And then your left hand is going to come like you're almost like tiger claw, like you're grasping something right towards the heart. Right. So this is our archer pose. And then on the inhale, you're going to straighten that front leg. Right. And this claw hand, this is going to come around in a circle. And then we're going to pull back as that right arm extends forward. So this right arm is just going to go sort of linear, right, front and back. And the opposite hand is going to be coming around in a circle. So it's a little bit of like, right and left brain working together. So we're going to inhale, pull in a circle with your left arm, and then exhale, extend with the right. So straighten the legs and then bend. Just think of like we're pulling the bow here, and as we pull, that right arm extends forward. So we're going to inhale, gathering in, and then exhaling. And the focus should be just past the fingertips of that right arm. So we're going to inhale. So the archer, right? This is about having sort of focus, what it is that we want to bring in or build, or what are our goals. And that could be to bring more joy into our life. It could be more physical, like, or tangible, like you're looking for a new home or a new job, or just inner guidance. So it's about coming back to the heart, figuring out what it is that's going to bring you joy, and then kind of having a little bit of vision to be able to bring that into manifestation. So inhale, gather, Exhale, pull right towards the target. So inhale, gather, and then exhale, forward. Inhale, arm comes around and extending. And let's do one more. So inhale. This time as we exhale, you're going to actually extend both arms out to the side for a moment. Okay, and then let the arms come down and then come to the center. Now crisscross your forearms as we come up. Take a nice inhale, separate the hands, and then exhale them down. Right, so as we gather and have some focus, what is we want to create or bring in, and then we come to the center, opening the heart. And even just sometimes it's even hard to know what it is that we want to bring in, and it's kind of the ability to kind of go in and figure out what it is that brings us most joy that we want to help to facilitate and create. So now let's go to the opposite side. So the left foot is facing the side of the room, and then bend that front knee and slightly bend the back knee. Extend the left arm forward and the right hand in a little tiger claw, right? That's what's pulling the bow. So we're pulling the bow, pulling that energy into our heart. So as we inhale, we straighten that front leg as that extended arm just bends up. And as we do, this tiger claw is just going to come around in a circle. And then we extend forward again. So I'm just going to do the legs. The legs are just going into a straightened position back to a bend. The arm is just going to come in and extend out, that right arm, right? And then the left arm is going to come around and pull. Excuse me. There we go. So inhale, we gather in, and then exhale and pull, looking towards or past those front fingers, right, at whatever it is that we are looking to build and create, that inner vision. Nice and slow. So bringing the breath into this. We gather, right? We inhale, it's a gathering, and then exhale, breathing out and extending. And let's do one more. So bring both arms to the side now, both extended out, and then drop both of the arms down towards the earth. Come to the center. The arms are dangling down, and then crisscross the arms as we roll up. Inhale as we pull apart, and then exhale down. All right, so the archer, you can come to a narrower stance again. The archer is really good, right? Finding that inner vision, or if you feel stuck, kind of gaining some clarity, going inward, and then breathing in. It's a field of possibility, right? There's so many possibilities in life, and we kind of have to tap into what it is that resonates most with us. So that being said, let's just do a little work with kind of feeling into this invisible field around us, right? Sometimes it's a little more difficult if we can't see. These objects are a lot easier to see than this invisible field that we're moving through. So we'll start with the palms facing your arm. Your elbows are bent by your sides and your palms are facing up. And let's take a moment, close your eyes. Let's feel, right, what's happening in the center of your palms. Maybe nothing. Maybe you feel a little tingling. Maybe you feel just a little cool air. Just kind of tapping into our more subtle sensations. And then on the inhale, you're just very gently, just keeping your palms facing up. You're just going to raise your arms, your hands slightly, maybe a few inches. Extend your fingers slightly. Keep them still relaxed, but just sort of increase the space between the fingers on the inhale. And then on the exhale, let your hands, your arms float back down a few inches. And then inhale to raise them up, extending the fingers. And then exhale, let them descend. So on your own breath, just allow your attention to be focused on the palms and the space just above the palms as you slowly inhale and raise them, extending the fingers, and then on the exhale, they float back down. Just notice if it starts to feel a little different. If you start to feel any gentle tingling or maybe a heavier sensation as we start to pay attention to, this space that we're constantly moving through, right, has a certain frequency. And then let's turn the hands now so they're facing each other into our chi ball. You might even notice that this feels different than it normally does, right? Maybe it feels denser or wider, or maybe it doesn't feel different at all. This is the more subtle energy that we're working with in qigong, right? And how to use that to help us feel vibrant and joyful and peaceful. And let the arms drop down. And then very gently on the inhale, you're just going to allow the arms to float up to about shoulder height. And then on the exhale, first the elbows drop down and the hands drop down. Nice and slow. So on the inhale, stand a little straighter as the arms just float up. And then exhale, they float back down. Think about a paper airplane, right? That there's a there's a certain amount of, we'll call it effortlessness, right? Or lightness. So that's the feeling that we're trying to tap into. This is called flying, right? So in the inhale, there's this lightness as we expand, this expansiveness. And then as we exhale, this real deep sense of calm and letting go. And then imagine you are this beautiful regal bird, like a bald eagle or a hawk, right? As it takes off and soars higher and higher into the air, into the space above. Just imagine that as we inhale, these beautiful arms are like the wings of that bird. And on the inhale, we soar a little higher as we look down. The things in the earth become smaller and smaller. And as you look ahead, you just see this big open expanse. Right? Where there's infinite possibility. If we look back down, imagine maybe some of the things that we felt were really big and heavy, problems or certain feelings or events. So imagine that as we're soaring, they become a little less weighty, right? They might still be there, but we're soaring in a much higher altitude that perspective shifts dramatically. And maybe solutions come in a little easier. And this sense of peace just washes over you. And we start to slowly allow ourselves to descend bit by bit, maintaining that sensation of lightness and spaciousness as we come all the way back down. See yourself below you, moving with relaxation as we come back, literally landing back into our bodies, feeling our feet on the earth. And then exhale, let's bring those arms down into our chi ball for a moment, just allowing that sense of deep, deep peace and expansiveness just fill every inch of your body and mind and heart. And now let's bring our hands into lower embrace the tree. So the palms are facing up. And then we'll start with your left arm. So we're just going to keep the palm facing up. We're just going to extend the arm forward in front of you and then bring it up and then close to your forehead, not touching. So the space between your index finger and your thumb, right in front of the space at the center of the forehead. And then very slowly exhale, and we're going to descend that hand all the way back down to our starting position. And now the opposite hand. So we inhale it out like a big circle and then come in towards your forehead and then exhale down. So this is called turning the wheel. So we're taking all of that expansiveness, that energy, and we're turning it and integrating it right into our physical body. So we feel this lightness and bounciness right throughout our physical body. but also this lightness and freedom in our heart center. Right? So we have this beautiful open connection from the heart outward. And then this beautiful, expansive peace in the mind. So inhale, and then actually it's reverse that. Let's kind of exhale as we move the arm forward, and then inhale, like we're digesting all of that. We're inhaling it and integrating it. So exhale, and then inhale. Nice and slowly, just think of this beautiful energetic wheel that's turning all of that beautiful light and expansiveness. And we're just starting to digest and integrate. Moving that wheel, right? Maintaining that relaxation throughout the body, releasing tension, and then let's come to our chi ball for a moment. Keep your eyes closed if that feels okay. Placing the awareness on that space between your palms, and then drop your arms down. Let's inhale the arms down, around, and up. And then exhale, let your hand just float back down towards the earth. And then again, inhale and exhale. And again, inhale. Let's bring the feet together, one hand on top of the other, right below your belly button. And let's just take a good minute or so, feeling those roots extending down through the soles of the feet, through the earth, and still, right, bringing in that element of spaciousness and clarity and peace. Right, even as the body makes these little micro adjustments, this like beautiful bamboo tree moving and swaying with ease. Continuing to breathe. Feel that peace washing all the way from the crown of your head down the neck, through the shoulders, down your arms, through your heart center, down through the torso. Peace in all of the internal organs, down through your hips, the lower back, and then down the legs, Down through the ankles, through feet. And then when you're ready, you can crack your eyes open. Thank you all. Hopefully you feel a little lighter, a little more expansive, and ready to do life.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will send this recording as long as it recorded. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.